Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. You're live on YouTube right now and on Facebook, and you could hear us on 106.1 in the Montgomery County area, 106.1 and 104.5. Now, if you start driving, you get a little past the Woodlands. If you know Spanish, it'll be fine because another radio station comes on about that time, and you might be confused. But it's in the Montgomery County area that we have these two radio stations going, and you can go all the way to Waverly, I believe, right? Isn't it Waverly? It goes all the way, the reaches of Waverly. So, and Willis and all that. So it's so much fun. We're actually on radio, and then we're actually on so many platforms you can't get away from us. So if you go to YouTube and just push C, and the Cindy Cochran Show will come up. That's not true. But you made me some other things before that. But anyway, we go back to 2013, I think, is when the Cindy Cochran Show was over and the other one. But it's on YouTube. These shows are just kept in infamy. My hairstyle changes, my body weight never. But it's okay because I always have Richard there as my fact checker. It's fact checker, and he kept saying it, and I kept going, "Are you saying fat checker, or what are you talking about, Richard?" And so the other day I was watching one of the shows we'd done, and he used a camera that made me look like, okay, so I got to go on a diet. All right, fine. I'll go on a diet. And if you wear real big shirts, you go, I used to fill this out. I don't know what's happening. It's true. It's true. But anyway, I got to tell you something, though. I don't know if any of y'all like Tucker Carlson, or if you ever listened to Tucker Carlson or not. Sam is just totally, he's obsessed with that guy. He was talking to me over at the house. He was talking to me, and he goes over into his man cave to watch Tucker Carlson. He's got to be there at 7:00. And he's talking to me, and in mid-sentence, he goes, so anyway, and just left and went to watch Tucker. I love his laugh. I love Tucker's laugh. But he had an interview with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, if you remember the fighter Mike Tyson, came on to do this interview with him. And I think Tucker Carlson wasn't ready for the answers that he gave him. He asked him, he said, so Mike, what is it? How do you think about these guys that you're getting ready? What do you think about the guys you're going to fight? He said, I hate them, and I go up there to kill them. And Tucker goes, you go up there. You mean like literally? And he goes, yeah, that's how I have to fight him. It's like I'm going to kill him because I hate him so much. And that's what you have to do. And if you don't do that, if I don't beat him down, I'm going to go back to being poor again. So that's what I got to do. I got to beat him down. And Tucker Carlson was going, so you're not kidding, right? And he says, no, I'm not kidding. And he goes, okay, well then, okay. Anyway, so let's move on to the other thing that you're interested in is in motorcycles or something, and got totally off of the fight thing. He didn't go, talk about when he bit the ear off of the other fighter. And so in fact, what reminded me of that fight, and was looking at Walt Disney, and when I went to Disney, the year that happened, that Mike Tyson bit the ear off of the fighter, they're taking a tour. We're going on a tour, and we're seeing how they do all these cartoons. And they had a big cartoon of Mickey Mouse, of the guy that drew Mickey Mouse, and there was a big chunk out of Mickey's ear, and it was just strange. And we walked around, and they said, "You know what this is from, right?" Mike Tyson had a go at Mickey, and so everybody laughed and thought it was so funny. And I thought that was really strange how they did that. But I loved Mike Tyson. I thought he was just so cool, and how fast those stupid fights would get over with, because Mike would take him out in about 5 seconds, and it was over. And that's how I like to watch those kind of fights. That has nothing to do with who we have as our guest today at 2:00. Listen, this afternoon we have with us Charlie Cash, who's been around town like forever. And if you've ever lived around this area, in Houston, Conroe, whatever, you know about Charlie Cash. Or if you've ever shopped at H&H Music downtown on Caroline. That's right? It was on Caroline. Oh, what a memory. And you'll know Charlie Cash, Red Novak, and all those guys. But anyway, it's so exciting to have Charlie with us because Charlie introduced me to Sam. And it was just the most romantic thing. Let me first introduce Terrell. Terrell Mizell is with me as well, and he's going to be here and talk about the song that I've been telling y'all about that is just amazing. It's an amazing song. And for Christmas, the perfect song for Christmas. And so we're going to talk to Terrell. I've been saying your name like the hand sanitizer, and I can't stop doing that. Terrell. So I said, you mean like terror? And he goes, yeah, Terrell, say it, Terrell, like Daryl. Like, okay, I can do that. All right, Terrell. I was like, so Terrell is going to be here. No, Terrell. Okay. Anyway, Terrell's going to be with us, and we're going to talk about that. And his lovely wife, Stephanie, is just being muted right over here. She's sitting next to me. And so, and she said she's not here. She's nobody. I'm nobody. I'm just not going to be here. But anyway, so we're all here together and going to have a great time. But I got to tell you first the story of how Charlie introduced me to Sam. And we were going to DiMaggio's. DiMaggio's was you remember that restaurant, DiMaggio's? Okay. Well, it was a great Italian restaurant. And I went there because Charlie, I met Charlie. I'd bought a guitar from Charlie, and Charlie says, "Oh, this is a guitar for you, Cindy. Come over here, let me show you." And so he plays it, and he plays the, all this stuff, and I went, I want that guitar. I don't know why I thought when I got home I was going to play. I don't know. I thought maybe the guitar would take over and start playing itself, but it didn't, and I never could get the sound that Charlie did. Of course, Charlie studied under all these amazing guitar players, and he was something of a legend around town. But anyway, he knew Sam Cochran, and they were friends. And Sam would get up and play guitar and sing at this club, DiMaggio's. And so he introduced me to him. And the first time I met Sam, he was sitting up at the bar, and you'd already introduced us, and I went, "So, hi, how are you doing?" And I said, "What'd you think of the numbers I just did?" And he goes, "Well, it was okay, but you have no stage presence." And I went, "I have no what?" He said, "Stage presence." And I went, I'm thinking, what's stage presence? I didn't even know I didn't understand what he was calling me. I didn't know if it was good or bad, but he said, "No, you don't have any stage presence." And I went, "Okay, all right, thank you. I don't think that's good, right?" And he goes, "No, it's not good. It's not good. It means that nobody wants to look at you because you're not, drawing the audience in or anything." And I went, "Okay, all right." So that was my first meeting with him. And then the next time we're out in the parking lot, he walks me to the car and he said, "Listen, when you grow up, will you marry me?" And I went, I didn't know if that was real or not. So I went ahead and said yes, because in case it was real, then I had my first marriage proposal. And it was. And we were married like a month later or something. It was like, we only dated like for 2 months or something. Then we were married. And so it was all for Charlie. And during that time, though, I was recording a song for Charlie, and Charlie was going to make me a star. He'd already changed my last name. He thought, "Cindy, this is going to be great. We're going to, it's going to be wonderful." And I found out that he wanted me to do this song because the girl that did the song originally had a really low voice, and she quit. She didn't want to do it, or I don't know what happened to her. But anyway, so he came in, and he already had the recording. He didn't want to waste the money he spent on the recording. He said, "So please, come sing this song for me." And I thought it was because he really wanted me to sing the song. Anyway, so Sam wanted to ask me to marry him. And he said, "I don't want her to be in show business." So he goes to Charlie. Behind my back, I had no idea. He goes to Charlie and says, "Listen, I will buy you 25 lunches if you tell Cindy you've got somebody else to do this song and you don't need her." Charlie went for it. You go to the food, that's all Charlie needed, and that was it. And so he just signed my whole career away. I thought, I had this great career ahead of me, and he just took it away. And it was all that that little meeting and that little agreement, and you told me about it, and Sam was so mad that you told him, because I said, I just found out that I would have been a great singer. I'd have had all this money, we'd have done all this stuff.
He knew you were going on higher, better places.
Yeah, because after I did the Johnny Carson show,
Yes.
he picked me up at the airport, and I got back in the car, and he said, I don't know how to treat you now. That's weird. And I said, but just answer this question. Do you think I have stage presence now? He said, yeah, you made Johnny Carson. I guess you get. So, Charlie, I didn't have you just on the show so we could tell that story, but pull your mic down so you can make sure you heard, because you talk so gentle.
Okay.
So anyway, Charlie, you do something every year for Christmas.
I do.
And you have just started this whole, history of the songs that mean so much to people. And you do a Charlie Cash Christmas. And you do it like Charlie Cash Christmas 2022 right now.
Right.
And you just did one.
I started them in 2008. And I got the idea, instead of sending Christmas cards, which I had to write and then lick the stamps or put that many stamps.
Right.
I said, why don't I do videos, since I play the guitar somewhat. And instead of sending Christmas cards. And that's what I've been doing. But I've been trying to incorporate the songs that might mean something to the folks or to the world, maybe.
Right. Oh, I think it's great. And didn't I shoot and edit and put together your?
You sure did.
Was it the first one or the second?
No, you shot. I think the third one. It was one I did twin guitar with Robert Ashley. It's a real popular song. I can't remember the song.
Believe me, that's okay. Believe me, that was. I remember doing.
Carol of the Bells.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it was. I walked into that. I did not know what I was walking into,
yes.
and I videotaped that. But Charlie and I are still friends. Because we got old enough to forget all about that, and forget what happened, how it all came down. And so whoever is shooting your new video is beautiful.
My son Tommy.
Is Tommy Cash? That's right, because Tommy was just like beginning to do all that,
Yeah,
all that work.
Was media minister for his church for a long time.
Right, that's right. Yeah, so we both came from that ilk. So it was great, because I started looking at the change that happened. Man, he is good. They're really very quality.
I'm very proud of him.
I need to go back and see that first one and relive that and trigger all that horrible emotion. No, because that's all.
You did a great job.
No, it was difficult. It was just difficult being friends with everybody and not being able to yell at anybody and say, "What are you thinking?"
I was the only one you yelled at.
That is true. I have to. Yeah. And Terrell over there. Terrell over there said, yeah, he's kind of agreeing with it, but it is an experience that you go through. But then when you guys see it, I'll go like, what love and camaraderie there is on that set, and what everybody loves each other.
He's something else. He is the voice to me.
He is
of Houston or Texas.
I love
or the country, the whole country.
Now ask him, what does he want? What do you want, Charlie? But I'm telling you, it is this song though. It got me, and
it's something the world needs.
Yes, it's the most perfect trending type of message you could send right now.
Actually, I gave Terrell two choices, and this is the song that he picked.
Okay,
so
what was the other choice?
Thank Terrell. I don't
know. I think this was the song I thought I'd sound better on.
What depth. I love that. No, well, I think that it was amazing. And you are the music minister at the April Sound church. And it's just simple. It's April Sound Church off of 105, and that community comes to you. And well, it's all the people from April Sound, but you don't have to live in April Sound
No,
to
you
go to
don't.
that church, right?
Yeah. I don't live there.
You don't live there. Okay, well, everybody's welcome.
Yes.
And how many singers do you have behind you on Sunday?
Actually, my daughter Chelsea is one of them, and a couple of other ladies, Tina and Katie, and have a little band and guitar and bass and drums. Actually, have a violin player, another guitar. I mean, it's a nice little group.
Man, and Samantha drives all the way to League City to do to stand up there and sing.
One church.
One church.
Stephen's Church.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows. It's so funny. The group, the musician group, and all that. It's so small. Everybody knows everybody, and you better not say anything really too bad about the other person, because they go, "That's my cousin. What are you talking about my cousin for? What's?" And y'all really do believe in what's it called when you hire all your relatives? Your
Family tradition.
a family tradition. Like Charlie's got every one of his children working for him and doing stuff, but that they've all just grown like amazing. Lisa going out and doing what she does.
She's
and
music minister for her church, the Bay Area Church.
Church of the Bay.
And the church that Samantha sings
right.
was at once, the pastor there was once the pastor of City Mark Church. And Terrell was the music minister for that church. And then
I was getting ready to say something.
and now it's he opened up a new church called the One Church, where Samantha
Yes.
is singing.
Oh my goodness! So everybody, it's
a community.
yes,
type thing.
yes, it is.
We all love one another.
And yes, you do. Now, where I go to church, Conroe Church has been there like for 33 years. It's been, in the area. And so you go there and you do not, that's the greatest gift they have, is helping people not to gossip, because you better not. You could get hurt doing that, because everybody is related to everybody else in that church. And so if you start saying, I don't like the way she talks to me, that's my grandmother you're talking about, that's my aunt, that's my cousin, and you have to be careful about who you talk about. So there's no gossiping in that church at all. No. So anyway, if you and Lisa and Michelle and Tommy and Michael, y'all don't have a company. Do you have a company? Do you have a 501c3?
It's called the Charlie Cash Company.
Okay. Charlie Cash and Company. Okay. Charlie has been so instrumental in so many things that I have done musically. Were you the one that bought that sparkly thing that we did the music video for? It was a sparkly outfit, and you weren't the one that bought that, right?
Yes.
You were the one that bought that.
Yeah, that you were going to.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You had written that song.
Yes, and Boyce. David Boyce was on that. He did some arrangement to that song.
David is a fine singer, bass player, and
right.
Has been all over the world. Liza Minnelli,
Man.
Ed Sullivan Show, all of that.
You've got a lot of talent on that. But
David is.
He is something. Yeah. And when I saw him when you were showing who was on your video, and I thought, I need to say hi. So tell him I said hi.
Yeah, well. And
He
then
probably
I
won't remember.
discovered, Bridget Yon and Margaret Lejeune playing the violin and the cello. They did a beautiful job. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let Richard just play. We're gonna watch the video. We're not gonna listen to it. We're just gonna watch the video. It's so beautiful, and there's Terrell, and there's Charlie. In the one take he got it, and there's
Lisa,
Michelle,
Bridget on violin, Margaret on cello, my son Michael on the keyboard, and
There's-
my adopted son, Patrick, and then there's my daughter, Michelle.
Look how confident he is. Now, this is a big tease because we're not going to, there's difficulties with YouTube and playing the audio of that. So since we have the original voice, like right here,
Yes,
I'm thinking, why not make Terrell
yes.
sing just,
Make me?
yeah. Could you hold him here and make sure he doesn't?
It's gonna hurt.
All I got to do is say, son.
We'll count you
much.
down. 3,
Pretty
2,
much.
1.
He's an adopted son.
But we're gonna have him just sing. He's gonna sing a cappella the first verse, and singing a cappella is difficult a lot of times for people, but not
Not for
especially
Terrell.
people. He's been brought up in the church. He knows how to sing a cappella.
Yeah.
He knows how to do this. Okay, so Terrell's gonna sing the first verse of this song. And then every one of you out there has to go to YouTube and go to Charlie Cash Christmas 2022 and watch this video be done. And then you can go back 14 years and see all the Christmas cards that Charlie has given to us. So, okay, we're ready?
Sure.
Okay, this is called my grown-up Christmas
Christmas
list.
list.
Yes.
I love this.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee, I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now, still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream.
See, he just
Okay, dog down. You got to keep going. You got to keep. Do you mind going up to the bridge? Okay, all right, do the bridge.
Oh, the bridge or the chorus or what?
The chorus. I meant the chorus. Sorry.
No more lives torn apart. The wars would never start. The time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend. And right would always win. Love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
That's so beautiful. How did y'all do it without?
He
know
gets
how
to
you-
me every time that he
Good.
sings. He's
That and
so
it's
projection and so emotion in it.
yes. That is you bring the emotion and be able to just do it cold. That's how y'all do all auditions.
Oh,
all right, just sing the song, and do it a cappella, and then if you can do that, then we'll kind of put some singers behind you. And Lisa, I love her voice, of course. Her voice is so amazing, and for her to stand there and let you take all the,
That's
the
amazing
solo
in itself,
parts,
yes.
yeah, that means that shows that you're really good. Because if she's gonna back off and let you, because she's tremendous. You have such talented children.
Well, I raised them to really love music, which I say I raised them. It was instilled in them, I guess.
It was I don't know. Is that a gene that they
It's
have?
like your daughter Samantha. She is just so wonderful.
Well,
singing.
where she got that from? No, Sam.
Stage
I'm
presence.
sure it says stage, and she has stage presence. I'm sure
Yeah,
Sam's
she
wondering where
does.
she got that.
Show enough does.
Yes, and she'll say, "Mom, I feel like when I'm talking to the people and I'm having to just try and keep their attention and all that, I just channel you, and that's what that's what I do. I've watched you so long, talking to people. It wasn't my singing ability because she sings like, yikes. I remember us being in the car and she starts singing a song that they were singing at church. We had no idea, and she hit that note, and we're going like. And she did it just effortlessly, she
Oh,
did it.
yeah.
And so Sam would take her places and they would sing, and
Exactly.
and he said I think she's got it, and it's a curse, but I think she's got it because that's what she's gonna want to do. And I went, no, there's other things. And she just exploded. And so I became the mother manager. Yikes. She did not have the, like, oh, that's all I want to do is sing. I sing. She loved singing, but she hated when you had to go on stage. And she'd tell me all the way up to getting him to go on stage, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm going to throw up right now. And I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to do this. Stop making me do this. And I go, shh, Samantha, I'm not making you do this. I just want you to do it. And then we'll just see how you do it. So after she gets off the stage, I can't wait to do that again. That's so great. I love that. And but she'd forget that as soon as we had the next thing happening. So I was going to try and push her into this, and I was like, you can't do that. They've just got to want.
But you can encourage them.
Right. And pay them $500 every time. Yeah. That helps. I asked her one time, I said, so okay, if I'm your manager and you make $500, and this is like, she's like 12. I said, if you make $500 and I'm going to be your manager, I'm going to get 10% of that. And she goes, well, how much is that? And I said, it's going to be like $50 or something. And she said, No. You take the $500. I get the $50. No. She did. I said, that's good. I just do not study any more math than you've done right now. I think you're there. Don't go any further than you are. But and I remind her of that. She said, no, you can't hold me to that. That was, but trying to be her manager, because you need to have a different name. She needs to not be my daughter, So I'm telling this producer.
I'm Cindy Cochran's daughter.
No, she right. She said, I say, you won't believe this voice. You've got to hear this voice. Just if you don't like it, okay, but just listen to it and then tell me you don't like this voice. And they go like, well, now, where'd you find her? On my lap. She was. Well, she's my daughter. Oh, your daughter. Oh, well, of course you're going to say, of course you're her mom. So that was always difficult to be that. You need to have somebody else taking care of them and do that kind of stuff. Because I got her up to the door of a lot of places, but then they go, she just didn't care. She'd rather watch movies or play games or that kind of stuff. She only sang like when at church. She loved singing at church because she knew the people and it was all that. But then you go out and people don't know you. But she has she sounds, so many people thought she was black. And so she had that sound, and none of us understood, how she developed that. But all the people she listened to were Mariah Carey and, Whitney Houston and all that. And she just loved them. And as she got older, and I'd send tapes to somebody with her voice on it, and they wanted to know if she was like 30. She's about 30 years old now. I went, no, she's like 15. And they go, 15? She's your daughter? Is your husband black? And I went, no. And so
he sings black too.
But he does. But and when we went to Herman Park, she was the only white singer that they allowed to sing at their Motown thing that they had. And so we were sitting up on the hill, and the people in front of us were going like, they kept asking each other, what is she doing on the stage? She doesn't look black. She must be high yellow. She's just high yellow. And they were arguing about it, and Sam and I were sitting behind them and said, oh, man, no. And it was just, she loved singing with those people, with the group that was there. They were so fun, and they didn't judge her. Yeah. They said, because she was overweight, and they were just thought, that's fine. That's fine with us. We don't judge that. We judge your talent. And she says, I love y'all. I just love y'all. And so she had more fun and was more excited about singing Motown than anything. Yeah. And she still sings blues, and that's what she does. Yeah. It is great. And I love that Charlie is so much of part of our family. I told the kids were going to come see Charlie, and they went, is Dad going to be there? And I said, yeah. And Sam and Charlie have this really strange greeting that they do with each other. Yes, and the kids don't understand that. Charlie, they go like, why did they do that? They do that. That's how they greet each other, and they just like they go into like little girls, and so it's real strange. It was creepy for me at first. If I
don't need them to ever do that again.
No.
Ever.
No, Charlie, you have always been so much fun for us, and when you're around, we have the best time because all the history. Oh my word! All the history we have, and Sam was in a group called Del Rey's, and so they had their last reunion. This was 50 years they hadn't been together, and they came together and played on the back porch at our house, and all the neighbors came and they brought their chairs and sat and watched play, and Charlie came and played, and it was so much fun, and it was just sad because like this can't be the last. Yes, they're all 70s, 80s stuff like that. That you're not supposed to be able to play after that, right?
Well,
that's not true though. You're still playing.
It looks like it might have happened to me.
You think it happened to you? Sam says every day it's happened.
Well,
to
my brain
is not.
Fingers don't do what my brain tells it to do.
Stop right there.
Now, Charlie, is your guitar sitting out there? It is, right? You brought your guitar, right?
Actually, I left it on the freeway.
I'm trying to get here. That's okay. That's all right. I just thought, maybe you had the guitar sitting out there when you were going to come in and play one of your Spanish songs that you played on the guitar. Malagueña.
Yes. Malagueña, yeah.
Malagueña.
That song, the Christmas song, the one that Terrell just sang.
Yes.
Changes keys 4 times.
It does?
Yes.
4 times?
Yeah, I knew that.
Is it like modulating up, or how do you change keys 4 times?
Actually, what happens? The first key was G. Mm-hmm. Then it went to the key of E. Mm-hmm. Then it went to the key of E flat. I mean A flat. Huh. And then it went to the key of F.
I love Terrell.
See, and you sang them all.
I just sing it.
You didn't realize that it had changed keys 4 times.
But Charlie, now you sure it changed keys 4 times?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
ma'am.
I'm going to ask Tommy.
Yes, ma'am.
No, Michael. I'm going to ask Michael. Michael's. I keep thinking, wow.
Michael is the one that puts the music together.
And okay.
And plays the out-of-sight piano.
Yeah, and playing drums is.
Tommy plays drums, but he's also filming. And
that's hard
how
to
he
do.
Does it, he does it, and then he has to edit it and put it all together.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's this gives me chills. But I put on there that how you must have been doing this because guys hate to shop for Christmas, and so men usually don't like to shop for Christmas, and they don't like to go shopping anyway, and so you started doing this, and I was kidding about it being because you're just lazy, but that's how it was, right? It's because you didn't want to have to do that.
I was sending out several hundred Christmas cards and trying to sign them to different folks, and then you have to put the stamp on them. And thank God the stamps have their own lick-em glue or whatever you have to peel it off and stick it on.
Yeah, because after looking that many stamps, you get you know,
Yeah.
that's hard on your.
Well, it's hard.
Yeah. Look. Poor thing. But I think that it's inspirational that you would do something like that to be able to last. I mean, you're on YouTube like forever.
Well,
All of your children, your grandchildren, great grandchildren, all can go back and relive those Christmases that they didn't get any presents from you, but they got a video.
Yeah.
That's, you know, and a T-shirt. But I think that that's what you got to do next. You got to.
well, there's one song I want to do, and Lisa had sang it, but then my guitar playing was lame, so I didn't release it that year. But I want to do "Have Yourself a Merry Christmas," and then I want it to be played after I'm gone, and then I want to say, if you're watching this video, I'm already dead.
Am I supposed to laugh at that?
That's what you want done?
Yeah, my kids won't go along with it.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure. If you're watching now, I did some videos for people that we didn't know that they were getting ready to pass, and I had a interview with them, and we talked about stuff and all that, and so it was a tragic thing that happened. But they asked me, "Do you still have that video?" And I said, "Well, of course." And they said, "We want to play it at the funeral." And I went, "Wow, that's weird." And they went, "No, it would make us so happy to hear them talk and to see them when they're alive." And I went, "You're right. I'll make that happen." And so we played it, and the people would laugh because of stuff that they said in the video, and they came and told me, they said, "That helped me so much, because I've been grieving just horribly, and that helped me a lot." So we have plenty between the two of us. Just think how many videos that my kids, I don't know which one it'll be the one with that shot of me from there, because that looks like them. And so they'll play my videos, and we can play your videos, and it will be great.
Well,
They'll love that.
I really like the one when we did the party at your house, and Samantha sang.
Fever?
No, she's. Was it? Summertime.
Summertime, yes.
Yeah, she just knocked it out of the park.
We can play that. Yeah, that would be great. So you'll live on in infamy, So you just know that. That's good. Charlie, and you won't care. You won't. It's what's so great about death. Just takes that all away. I don't care. And I'll tell Sam, like, "Oh, I don't want you. Just don't worry about that."
Well, I'm telling people, after I'm gone, have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Right. Yeah. That'll help their Christmases
And
be white.
I'll be watching down and making sure everything goes right.
Right. He'll be watching down.
He would be.
He will be.
He would be.
Because he's got a heart as big as all Texas,
Better than watching up.
Yes, that's right. Isn't that? We're not going to think like that, Charlie. No. But I think that as long as you're safe friends with Terrell, and that would be, you got to stay friends with him. Yeah, and you've sung on how many of his cards?
I don't even know. 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, he's on several of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is. You weren't singing whenever I was videotaping.
2008, no.
Oh, good.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
You sure were. You videotaped the song with Natalie Cole and her daddy, Nat King Cole.
Oh,
that Christmas song.
Yes. Oh, okay. That's the one.
Roasting.
Yeah.
On the fire.
Christmas song.
I can't.
What's roasting
I have a hard time with
chestnuts.
Yeah. You filmed that at Michael's church.
Yes, at Michael's church. Okay, so we met before.
And it was Lisa and Terrell.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, that was so long.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
He remembers better than I do.
No, that's right. Well, okay. So you understand what we went through doing that, yeah. It was such a labor of love. If I didn't love Charlie that much, bye y'all, see ya. Don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah, you actually filmed 2 of them.
That was 2, yeah.
Carol of the Bells and what is that? What's the name of that? That Natalie Cole and Nat King
Christmas
Cole
song, I think. Just a Christmas song?
The Christmas song.
I think so.
Yeah,
Chestnuts roasting.
chestnuts roasting on whatever.
That one.
Good, Charlie.
I can't sing, so when I was studying the guitar, I said I better learn how to play this thing because I sure can't sing.
Yeah, and he's the one that would take into the recording studio. And who's the guy that was the engineer? The engineer for
Mickey Gilley.
Mickey Gilley. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Mickey Gilley was the engineer on that song, and that's when Sam came in and heard me singing, and it's probably what made him go, you know what? I'll buy you 25 lunches if you just get her off the stage. It will be fine. So I appreciate that. Listen, we have come to the part of the ways that I've got to, say goodbye. Remember who's the blind cowboy in his Gina Claire?
Oh,
yes.
You talked to Carl. It was he was a friend of mine. You couldn't tell he was blind. He had real blue eyes.
Right. And he had
and then she would tell him, Charlie Cash just came in the barber shop, and he'd say, "Hey, Charlie, how you doing?"
He was great.
Yeah,
that was
something else.
That was somebody that I thought was, like.
I can't remember his name.
But
I'm
Gina
real
Claire
bad
was.
on names.
What Gina Claire was his wife. E-I-O. We'll remember it as soon as we go off the air. We'll go like, oh yeah, it was so and so, and everybody out there is going like, Cindy, it wasn't. They're yelling at the screen like,
right.
This is who it was. I found somebody else. I have to tell you about this guy in Don Wilson he's in Tennessee now, but he's one that grew up under Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley helped him with a lot of stuff, and he has pictures with them. And I said, I remember that show. Those were like stars to us. We loved those guys. And he said that was the nicest guy. And he was so sweet to those kids. And I never knew he was blind. Never thought he was blind.
Wow.
I just thought she was, in control of everything that he did. Like, hello, don't do that, do this,
I wished I'd have been closer friends with Bobby Doyle. Do you remember
yes.
piano player Bobby?
Yes, yeah.
And my girlfriend, Joyce Webb, and he played together for 52 years. And I have some recordings of him that's never been released. And he just
Charlie!
knocks it out. And she's singing, and she just...
She didn't want to... You don't want to try and make those happen?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to put together an album on him and her together. It's just fantastic.
Charlie married a voice. You're not married, right?
Well,
have y'all gotten secretly married or anything like that?
No, we don't want to spoil it. She's my girlfriend.
Okay. She's my girlfriend.
She's been all over, she's
been all over what?
She sang with Bobby Doyle, Don Russell, and Kenny Rogers.
Oh no, and Kenny Rogers, yeah.
She actually helped Kenny get the job with the New Christy Minstrels.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was with the New Christy Minstrels. She says for about an hour.
That's about all the show.
Well, they did the Andy Williams show, and then it came time for the Christy Minstrels to make the tour, and she had her daughter, and when it was time to get on the bus, they said, you can't take your daughter. And she said, well, if I can't take my daughter, I don't go.
Yeah, you guys take a hike. I don't care.
So they got Kenny.
So they got Kitty instead of Joyce Webb.
And then later on, Kenny gets the pick of the litter and starts the first edition and takes the pick of the litter away from the Christians.
Oh, that's hilarious. So you better be nice to people and do the right thing by them, or they'll come back and hunt you. Yes, for sure, for sure. No, I forgot about that. But Kenny Rogers, he came on Channel 13 to do something, and so I went up to him and I said, I just got to ask you something. Do you remember the Del Reys? And he said, Del Rey, yeah. Sam Cochran? I remember. Yes. I said, that's my husband. And he goes, oh, man, you tell Sam I said hi. And Sam couldn't believe that he remembered.
He was a very fine, nice guy. He was
So
a customer
nice.
mine at H&H. But he was a great guitar player. A lot of people don't know he played guitar.
That's right. Well, I saw him play.
Yeah, he
Maybe
played
song,
guitar,
yeah.
but he played upright bass with Bobby Doyle.
That's so wild. That is really wild. Well, we've got to go. I've got to say thank you to our sponsor. And Charlie, anytime you want to sponsor this show, you let me know, because we're looking for sponsors. But we found one in Chris Wootton. Chris Wootton's financial group. They have they're amazing, and he's made Sam what Sam is today. So. Chris Wootton, we thank you for being our sponsor. And you guys want to find out more about Chris Wootton, go to the WoottonFinancial.com. WoottonFinancial.com. How do you think you spell Wootton? Just go ahead and guess.
Wootten.
No, it's Wootton.
Okay.
Wootton. All right. Thank you, Chris Wootton. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being who you are. I think she's somebody. Okay. All right. Listen, first responders, we love you so much. We love you. We love you. And more than that, God loves you. So thank you so much for being here. Y'all have a great weekend. I know it's only Thursday, but it's Friday's Eve. So y'all enjoy the weekend. And Merry Christmas, because I won't be here.